Welcome back, anybody. I've got to cut some batten strips for the shop. I'm going to be adjusting the thickness and the width so that I can get the most I can out of the cant that's here behind me. So I'm going to show you what I consider to be a very easy way to cut multiple batten strips. And the one thing I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do to save time, is the bottom edge of each batten strip that I cut, I like to cut at a 30-degree angle. So instead of cutting 30, 40, 50 cuts at 30 degrees, I'm going to make one giant cut at 30 degrees. Here's how we're going to do it. All right, this is the end of the cant. I've got some wane over here I'm trying to get rid of. They were plenty long enough. So I've got my speed square, put it up here in the corner. I'm going to pivot it until we got 30 degrees over here, which is right there. And I'm going to just draw a line. It's that simple. Then I'm going to put this here and draw a vertical line. How's that for simple? Then I get out my handy dandy saw. I'm going to move you a little bit, so hang on, here we go. Next thing we're going to do, put this thing on the mill, and I'm going to cut probably 5/8 inch thick batten strips out of here, or actually boards, 5/8 of an inch here. I'm going to get hopefully 11 boards this way. Then I'm going to put the boards back on and basically edge them, if you want to call that, down here, and I should get 4 or 5 cuts out of that. And hopefully we'll end up with 50 or 60 batten strips. So let's get started on the mill. Now before I put the cant on the mill, I want you to look at the 2 strips I put on the bunks right here. Since my mill can't cut any lower than 1 inch from the bunks, and since I need a 5/8 inch thick board, I've added a 3/8 inch thick shim here so that I can raise the cant, still cut at 1 inch, and end up with a 5/8 inch board. Sometimes I amaze myself. And there we are, last board at 5/8 of an inch thick. I ended up with 11 boards, 5/8 by 12 inches. Now I have to rip them into strips. In order to maximize what I've got, I'm going to cut the strips approximately 2 3/8 inches wide. That'll give me 5 strips per board, times 11 boards equals 55 strips. No matter how you figure it, in order to get the 55 batten strips, I had to cut the 11 boards, then I had to rip the 11 boards to end up with my 55 strips. But by pre-cutting the 30-degree angle on the cant, that saved me 55 cuts. Well, actually 54 cuts. Now what I'm going to do is cut the strips to length, and they're all going to be the same length. So I'm going to take the strips with the beveled edge up against the wall, which gives me a nice straight square surface. I'm going to take my measurement of 60 some odd inches and make a single cut with the chainsaw. That will take care of the other 55 cuts by doing one. So basically I'm trading 2 chainsaw cuts for 110 circular saw cuts. If I tried to cut all 55 strips with the chainsaw while they were loose, they're going to fly all over the place. So I'm clamping them together, and hopefully that'll keep them all together, so when I do cut them, they're not going to fly apart, and we'll have a nice, neat, even cut. Earlier, I kind of lied about how many boards I was cutting all at once. I told you 55. In this case, this first cut was 45. Later on, I'll do the other 10. Now it's time to attach the strips to the wall. Just so you know, this part of the video is shot in real time. It's just that I'm very, very good at what I do, and I make it look like it's been speeded up. By now you've probably noticed that there's two different color boards on the wall. The nice, clean, shiny, new-looking boards are nice, clean, shiny, new boards. The ones here, dark and black, are weathered. They've been on the wall for a couple of years, and hopefully in the near future I'll be painting them to match the rest of the building, which is kind of a light gray color. The painting is probably not going to happen, but it's fun to talk about it and dream. And that does it for all of the batten strips. Believe it or not, I ended up with 2 leftovers. If you watched the video this far, thank you very much. If you didn't, well, then you're not going to hear this message anyway. Anyway, thank you for joining me if you did up to this point, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.